Well, in Europe you have different levels, because in here is AFC, in there is UEFA, and I have the highest certificate of the UEFA. So I think it's the same as the highest level in AFC. So because if you want to coach in the highest league, you need to have also the highest certificate. Yeah, well, I receive an offer from Bintang, and before I receive an offer, I have many conversations with Mr. Dimas, the owner of Bintang. Yeah, we had good conversations, and he asked me about my philosophy, and I asked him about his philosophy, and because for me that's the most important. What is the idea of the club? What is the target in the upcoming years? And then, yeah, after a few conversations, we made a deal that I come to Indonesia, and then we start building, because this club is still growing and growing and growing. So for me, yeah, it was a big challenge to come and build together with the owner and the staff and the management and the players to create another big club in Indonesia. And of course, it's personal. I hope I can make it in the nearest future, or in the long term, to get more titles with different club. The difference is that in Vamos I became champion, and here I did not, so that's a big difference. But in the last year when we go, so in Vamos, when I come, we had a big gap between the number 1 and 2, right? So we win, and then finally we became number 1 in the league, and then, or in the group, and then go to the final 4. Actually, in Bintang was the same situation. The gap also was big. So we won a lot also last year to get into the final 4. But in the end of the group phase, it cost a lot of energy, and I remember the match versus Pelindo in Gersik. I did not have any players because many players were injured. And then, yeah, but we had no choice, because the big target was final 4, and then we closed the gap. We went over Pelindo and make the margin smaller with Black Steel, and then we play versus Pelindo, and yeah, we won, but it cost a lot of energy. And then after we reached the final 4, it was,
big challenge.
Yeah, it was very difficult, because if you have this kind of injuries, if you want to be champion, everything must be good, everything must be ready, and you need also maybe a little bit of luck, but for sure the condition of the player must be ready, and that was totally not the situation. So when we played the semi-final versus Vamos, No, I see a lot of change in positive way. I see, because every match we make analyze of all the opponents. It's very enjoyable when I see that many teams are using some tacticals. They try to play set play or set pieces, or few clubs they are willing to press. Because futsal is a game for the supporters, right? And I think that supporters like to see two teams who are clashing, right? Because that's what the people want to see. And then also when you want to play international, not so many teams are playing in the counter. Many teams are going up, pressing and try to make the opponent very difficult. And I see it also now in Indonesia. I see some clubs now are changing and pressing and high defense. It's positive. And to be honest, well, in 2 years' time, it's incredible improvement. But also we must be honest, it needs a lot of steps more to become better. Yeah, it's normal that when you come into the first moment in the preparation, that it's different when you come in the half of the season. But it's a little bit complicated because this year also the half of the group was in Surabaya and the half of the group in Yogyakarta with the Timnas. So this is also a little bit a difficult situation because you cannot work with the full squad. Even now in this moment we are playing matches, but yeah, we cannot prepare with the full squad for a league match. So it's complicated. But winners have a plan. Losers have an excuse, so we are focusing on the players who we have, and it is how it is. In my philosophy, you first working on your endurance. After the league last year, I came back in July for a few weeks to Indonesia, and then I invited all staff. And when we prepared the plan, and in the plan was written that in the beginning, in the minimum, in the first 6-7 weeks, we focusing on making improvement in the endurance. So in the endurance, stamina, also the physical condition, but also you can develop it. Two sides, so you can develop the physical condition, but also the tactical. So it was like a mix. But the focus in the beginning was the physical, and then step by step we starting training for the tactical. In Europe, the intrinsic motivation about going to the gym is very high, and in here I think you need to push a little bit more the players for going in the gym, because you ask about the body, right, about the condition. So it's very important that your stamina must be ready, your core stability is very important. So you can only train that by going to the gym. But also you need to have the right instructions from people who have experience and knowledge about this. So I think this is also a big difference, because, for example, when Khalid is controlling a ball, and if someone is pressing him, it's very difficult to intercept the ball from him because he's strong, and it's easily for him to put the ball away from the opponent. Yeah. It's all because his body is strong, yeah. Well, I hope that the clubs are realizing that 1 month starting before the league is too late. So I think a part of this challenge can be fixed by the club. So maybe they must start maybe 3 months before the league by this, and then after the league also the club can help the players by giving some instructions, some knowledge about how to maintenance and develop your physical condition. And another thing is, well, even players, if the intrinsic motivation is very high, everybody is having a smartphone. So by instead going to the Instagram, maybe you go to Google and try to find out how you can fix it. So I think this is important. I think that academy is very important. So the earlier the player starts playing futsal, the better it is in the long term. Yeah. Also, another aspect is we must try to create more top coaches. Yeah, more good coaches, especially for the academies, because the academy is so important for the future of Indonesia. I really believe that if we can create a good academy in Indonesia, I guess that in maybe 10 years or 15 years, Indonesia can be a really serious country in futsal in the world. And I hope that everybody is realizing that, because the talent in here is amazing. It's really amazing. And then, yeah, for the players, yeah, they can develop all the aspects in tactical, in how they attack, in how they defend. It's very difficult to explain you now in a few words what they can do better. Well, winning is not important. It's especially in the academy. In the academy, improving and developing is the most important. Of course, learning how to win is also an aspect, but it's not the main aspect when you are in academy. In academy, we must learn them how to control a ball, how to pass, how to move, how to. All these aspects is important in academy. I guess that the coaches who are teaching the young players only for winning is because they want to win. But the young players, they want to enjoy and they want to learning. So this is the big difference, I guess. So the coach is very important when he's learning academy players how to play futsal. So, and if he's only focusing them on winning or losing, then they are not developing. So please stop thinking about winning in academy, but start learning and teach the players. The people love the sport. They have good skill. They are willing to learn. So, in my opinion, the players are really willing to learn. They want to learn and they want to be better. Yeah, it's such incredible. You know, also when you look to the fans, how they follow the sports in your social media account in Bolalob, but in the players, how many fans they have. Yeah. So, all the ingredients to make the sports more bigger is in here. So we must use this now, these moments now, to growing up the sport. Well, needs a lot of time, but if only a lot of time is to reach the top, then I think it's okay. But how are you going to use the time? If there is like a quote, if you always do what you did, you will get what you have. So we must develop, we must change, we must try to be better. And if all this aspect will happen and the level of the league go up, combined with the academy, yeah, I am very positive that Indonesia can in the future, well, maybe not in the top. I hope for Indonesia they can, but well, they will be a good competitor in the world. Keep learning, keep growing. This is the most important. Keep enjoying. Be disciplined in everything what you do. High intrinsic motivation. Don't be lazy. Work hard, play hard. I think all this aspects is my message to the Indonesian futsal lovers.
Oke, demikian Futsal Talk edisi kali ini yang kedatangan tamu istimewa Coach Hicham bin Hamau. Sudah tahu kan bagaimana pandangannya tentang futsal di Indonesia, dan semoga itu bisa membawa manfaat kepada perkembangan futsal Indonesia ke depannya. Demikian episode kali ini, jangan lupa untuk like, subscribe, dan komen di channel YouTube Bolalob. Sampai berjumpa di lain kesempatan.